Hello YouTubers, Charles here. It's been quite a while since I made a Minecraft video, but the 1.8 pre-release versions are coming out, and there's a few new features that, or at least one feature in particular that caught my eye that came out in the last few updates that I wanted to take a look at, and that involves these glass panes and beacons. So, beacons can now be colored with glass panes, and apparently up to 4 glass panes will affect the color. This is just 1 red, and this is 4 red, and you can see they appear to be the same color. But if we change the bottom one out to be white or black, you see the white one is slightly lighter, and the black one is slightly darker. Now, I did some experiments here, and each of these rows has 2 white and 2 black. 2 white and 2 red. And you can see that these first 2 are very different, so it seems like the last glass pane has more of an effect. Probably the very first one has the least effect on the final color. Yeah, from what I understand, only 4 will affect it. If you add more, the furthest or the closest to the beacon itself won't have an effect, except for the in-term color as it's going through the other blocks. But you can see here, definitely the last block has more of an effect. These both have 2 red and 2 white. So this one, since white is last, is lighter. This one, because red is last, is darker, but it appears that maybe these 2, even though this one has like red, white, white, red, instead of white, red, they appear to be the same color to me. So maybe, not all combinations make a unique color. So to help you color your beacons, I've created an invention. Now, I'm sure other people have made things like this. In fact, I think Mumbo Jumbo has a video where he has a contraption just like this. Other people have made things like disco lights that change the beacon's color in a set pattern using like piston loops pushing colored glass around over the beacon. Here I have 8 different glass blocks that can be pushed over the light here, and one at a time will be pushed over, and I'm using a lever here to indicate that, hey, this is red right now, and then you can click it once and it changes to yellow, to green, cyan, blue, magenta, black, and white. Basically, I have the 3 primary colors, red, green, and blue, and the 3 middle colors between them, yellow, cyan, and magenta. I'm sure if you have a color printer, you know that's the colors C and Y, K. Cyan is the C, M is the magenta, Y is the yellow, and then K is for black to separate blue being B. So, basically, you can flip this around as fast as you want, and it's set up so that these don't break. Basically, how this works is the rotation of this item here is detected by this comparator, and it outputs a signal. With it down like this, it is only a strength 1. If I move it to point to the yellow, it puts out strength 2, etc., all the way up to 8 when it is out here on the white. Let me put it back, something in the middle here. Here's 3, and there's a set of repeaters down here and up here, and a set of torches here and here. This row of torches here, only one will be on at a time, and the way this is set up, if red is chosen, the first one will be on, and as you turn it, it will keep going up and up until white, and then the last one will be on. And the way that happens is we basically have two lines of power here. And when there's power on the bottom, but not on the top, that's the torch that will be on. When there's no power on either, these bottom torches will be on, and they'll keep these upper torches off. When there's power on both, the repeaters up here will keep the torches off. But when there's power on the bottom, but not on the top, the repeater on the bottom will be powered, which will turn off this torch. But this repeater won't yet be powered, so this torch has nothing powering it, and so it comes on. The repeaters on the top here are set to 2. If they aren't, as you go from the last one back to the first one, all the torches will flicker for an instant, and that causes all these pistons to push out and break everything. So it's very important that the top ones repeaters here are set to 2, and these are set to 1. Other than that, it's just routing the wires so that only when a wire is on, only one of these 8 pistons is active. And it's a little trickier than it sounds, but I have worked out this little circuit here, and basically I always power the lower piston by a single dot that is next to it, or next to, in this case, next to a block that is right next to the piston. In this case, it directly powers that block that's next to the piston. And the top ones, strangely enough, let's flip this to cyan. Well, cyan's not actually a good one. Magenta. They get powered by this repeater that's pointing at nothing. I'm not entirely sure how the mechanics of that work, but it happens to power the top piston without powering the bottom one. Now, cyan is a little strange. Basically, I had to use a torch to go straight up, and then this torch happens to work just like these repeaters. Each of these lines has a 2-tick delay, because I have 2 torches here that adds a 2-tick delay, and then all the others have a repeater that's set to 2 ticks. For the rest of the upper ones, it's the repeater that powers the piston directly. For the others, it's usually what powers this spot of redstone. This one is powered directly from that torch. This one has a small turn. And finally, this one is right here to prevent... So if this one is powered, powering this block would power the line under it, so this one is here to prevent this line from getting powered. And that works for a single level. And will give you 8 colors. But like I showed earlier, you can mix colors. And so I made this version that basically has the same mechanism repeated 4 times. That's one thing. If you get the beacon out of your view, or far enough out of your view, the beams disappear. So right now, let's see. This is on black, red, yellow, yellow. And you see the beam starts off black and becomes red, and then gets merged with yellow, so it's kind of orangish, and then merged with yellow again, so it's a slightly dark orange, but mostly yellow beam, because there's 2 yellows at the end. And, I could rotate this one to green, or cyan, or blue, magenta. And in fact, I haven't mentioned it, but there's actually a 9th state. You can remove the torch, and that torch, you can remove the lever, or the indicator. I'm using a lever because that seemed to point in a nice direction. And removing it actually removes all the colored blocks. So you get a pure beam that's not extra white or whatever. So you can see in this case now it's just red, orange, and then the orange is made more, well, in this case, lighter. So you get a light orange beam. Yeah, so basically, yeah, you got the 6 colors, and then basically the black and white make it darker or brighter. However, I looked at this, and, it's pretty tall. And that was basically just using MC Edit to copy this and stack it on top of itself while removing the iron blocks. So I found a way to make it one less tall per copy. It involved rearranging some of the wires on the side over here. It's a little more complex, but it's more compact. It's basically now only 5 blocks tall per level instead of 6. But it works the same way. I can... this is like white, 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 red. So it's a light red. And let's add some blue in there. So that's kind of like a dark purple. And maybe a little magenta as well. And yes, maybe a little purpley, more purple than it was before. And as I said, you can pop out the lever, and now you can see this is now just blue and magenta, so it's a kind of an indigo, I guess. Let's get the lever back, and we'll just stick that back in here. And now you can see it's kind of reddish purple. And yeah, there's one other feature that I haven't mentioned yet. On the back, there's a piston that hooks into one of the iron blocks on the top level. And so just by flipping that, it pulls out the iron block, and in a few seconds, the beam completely disappears, and then you can turn it back on. Takes a second to come back on. In these versions, I basically just extended a line out to the front, so you can see the kind of orangish. And if I click that, it disappears. And the same thing with this one. Yep, there it goes. So it's a bit big. Maybe someone can compact it by another layer. So it would be 3 blocks shorter overall. It does, the width fits within the width of the 9 blocks of the beacon base, and it only sticks out 4 blocks. Well, it sticks out a bit, but the main of it sticks out 4 blocks. You can kind of, using wiring and chains of these repeaters or comparators, kind of move these where you want. You could design this so that all these panels are kind of next to each other, but that would just be a lot more wiring. Instead, you could just build ladders up to the various floors. But that's this machine. I did take a quick look at Mumbo Jumbo's version. His, I think, was maybe a bit smaller, but his had the problem of the beacon was only on a level 1 beacon, did not have room for these extra beacon power blocks, so his beacon would only cover a short range. This I designed to fit over a full beacon, fully powered 4-level beacon. So that's basically this design. Well, right now I am in 1.8 pre-2. I don't expect any changes that would make this not work. They're locking down and getting ready to release 1.8. That's actually what pre-release means. They're basically just looking for any bad bugs with this version, and actually the previous version, and correcting them. And hopefully we'll have the full 1.8 out shortly, maybe this week, maybe next. And then a lot of these neat designs, and especially, well, all this analog based off of rotating item frames, and we'll get the nice new slime blocks and all sorts of cool stuff like that, and armor stands that I haven't covered. Nice new doors and different colored fence posts and fences, and we'll get red sandstone. Where's the red sand? Nice red sandstone and prismarine blocks, and some new mobs. But yeah, there's lots of cool stuff coming out in 1.8, and I'm really looking forward to it, and getting back into Minecraft. Basically haven't played a lot. Haven't made many videos about it, but definitely 1.7 came out, last October, November, something like that. And I definitely played it for a while, but kind of got burnt out after this spring. So I think this will renew my interest and get me back playing again. And hopefully I'll be making more Minecraft videos, and hope you enjoy them. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.